If it isn't broke, why fix it? Or perhaps I'll do you one better. If it isn't broke and it works, might as well do it again. Well, that seems to be the formula that Maruti Suzuki is following with this, the new Victoris. But before we begin, consider subscribing to the Times Drive YouTube channel. It really means a lot to us. It really makes our day. Like, share, comment, you know the drill. Show us some love. It means a lot to us. Back to the car. Now, Maruti Suzuki has launched the Victoris at a starting price of 10.5 lakh rupees, introductory prices, which are effective from the 22nd of September when the new GST revised rates kick in. This effectively places the Victoris between the Maruti Suzuki Brezza and the Grand Vitara. Speaking of which, you might be wondering if the Grand Vitara already exists in the mid-size SUV segment from the house of Maruti Suzuki. What's with the Victoris? Why does it exist? Well, the answer is simple. Maruti Suzuki sells their cars through two channels in the country, as you would already know. One is the Nexa chain of dealerships, which is where you can buy yourself a Grand Vitara. However, the other half, which is the Maruti Suzuki Arena range of dealerships, well, they are a lot many more. However, they don't sell a mid-size 4.2-meter SUV, which can rival the likes of the Hyundai Creta. Well, the answer is simple. Maruti Suzuki has decided that they want to offer a car on both of these networks, and that is where the Victoris comes in. Effectively, it is very closely related to the Grand Vitara. However, they've done things a little bit different to please you and to showcase this car as a viable alternative. Let's take a look. On the design front, the Maruti Suzuki Victoris looks, well, unique to say the least. At first, it will be a design that you will either love or hate, but eventually you warm up to it. What will set you off is the rear-end design of the car, and while design is a subjective matter, I can say that at least in person, the Victoris looks better than what it does in pictures. I particularly liked the segmented rear tail lamp on the car. Overall though, the Victoris is a handsome car with good road presence as well. Coming to the inside of the Victoris, well, you're greeted with this all-new dashboard, and I think the interior cabin experience of the Victoris is the best Maruti Suzuki has to offer across their current lineup. That is how refreshing it is to be inside this cabin. Of course, you get this massive touchscreen infotainment system which is running this new UI from the house of Maruti, and I have to say the touch response is fantastic. The display quality is crisp, and all in all, it really feels like it can belong to a car twice or thrice the price tag that the Victoris comes at. Even the instrument cluster has new graphics on display, and it will change its themes depending on the drive modes if you select in different versions of the car. Now, it is important to state that today we are driving the 1.5 litre smart hybrid, the mild hybrid engine equipped variant, and as a result what we get over here in the center console are just two buttons for the ventilated seats. If you were to choose the Victoris with the all grip all wheel drive system, then you would get a mode selector over here, and if you choose the Victoris with the drivetrain that gets a strong hybrid system, then you will also get a dedicated EV mode button which will let you drive the Victoris for a small duration in pure EV mode as well. But today, the variant we're talking about is a smart hybrid variant, and in that, this cabin experience leaves nothing more to be desired. Keep in mind though, the bright interior can be tricky to maintain over long term. On the features front, what stood out for me was the Dolby Atmos 5.1 surround sound system with the Infinity by Harman speakers, which pretty much offer the best in-car infotainment experience in the segment. The layered dashboard design also has this very interesting design element that lights up with 64 color ambient lighting and is a nice touch. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is a panoramic sunroof on offer as well. Other notable features include ventilated front seats, wireless phone charger, an in-car air purifier, an all-digital instrument cluster, and the 8-way power adjustable seats. Coming to the rear seat experience of the Victoris, I've set the front seat as per my height. For reference, I'm 5'10", and you can see I have decent amount of knee room on offer. I can slide my feet under the seat, and I can drop down this center armrest. I have 3 headrests at the back, and overall the seating position is quite comfortable, to be honest. What does leave me wanting a bit more is the headroom on offer. I'm 5'10". I presume if you're someone 6 foot or above, you will find the headroom cramped at the back of the Victoris.
Last but not the least, the boot space on the Victoris is also impressive, and weekend getaways will not be a problem. With that, let's move on to the driving experience.
Now, when it comes to the driving experience of the Maruti Suzuki Victoris, the first thing that you will notice, which is a little subjective, but still, that would be the driving positioning. Maruti Suzuki, in my books, almost always gets it right, and I think they've done a great job in the Victoris as well. The other thing to note is the new steering wheel on the new Victoris, which is a new design. I really like how it looks. It feels really upmarket to hold and to look at, and it also houses these new buttons courtesy the addition of level 2 ADAS. And yes, that is a key addition that has been made to the car, along with a safety rating as well. At the time of the launch, Maruti Suzuki announced that this comes with a Bharat NCAP rating of 5 stars. Now, some of you may say that you need even more than that. Well, now Maruti Suzuki has also announced that the Victoris has attained full 5 stars at the global NCAP crash test ratings as well. Now, if you talk about the driving experience, well, there's not a lot to talk about. You see, under the skin, it's the same as the Grand Vitara. It's the same platform, and even the drivetrain combinations that you get with this car is the same as well. We're driving the smart hybrid system drivetrain with the automatic gearbox, and there's not a lot to complain. It's a very familiar affair. We are out on the open highways of Jaipur, and all in all, it's a comfortable place to be in.
And yes, fuel efficiency continues to be a Maruti Suzuki strong point, even with the Victoris. With the 1.5-litre naturally aspirated engine and a manual gearbox, Maruti claims about 21 kilometers to the litre. If you take this engine option along with the all-wheel drive drivetrain, the claimed mileage drops to about 19 kilometers per litre. As for the CNG variant, the mileage stands at 27 kilometers per kg. Lastly, the strong hybrid variants claim a massive 28.65 kilometers to the litre.
Well, now it's time to sum it all up, and for that, we have to go back to the start. I had mentioned that if a formula works, why not do it again? It seems to be what Maruti Suzuki is doing with the Victoris. After driving it around for a day, I can say that that formula works. You see, it's positioned between the Brezza and the Grand Vitara. I would say it offers great incentive to step up from the Brezza and go for this instead, while at the same time, with the new feature set and the safety net that this car is promising, it actually offers better value for money than the Grand Vitara as well. So I would go on to say that this is the best Maruti Suzuki experience that you can have in the country right now. And with the car that's coming from a brand as popular as this, well, it's a mighty option to consider in the mid-size SUV space.